All right, guys, happy April. I am so excited for us to dive in this morning. And I'm grateful that we are here. So I just said, go ahead and take a minute to drop a gratitude in the chat. We, want to make sure that we are being in a state of gratitude, right? Whatever we think about, we attract more of. And if you want more things to be grateful for in April, then you want to write down what you are grateful for March. We take a glance in the rearview mirror. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm excited too. I am loving getting up and getting to start my day with y'all um and just really we all have so much to be thankful for, so much to be grateful for, so many big things that are happening. And here we are. I believe that this fresh month is here, and I know that I am in a state where, I am ready to step into it with excitement. It is a new, fresh month. It is full of possibility. It is ready for each and every one of us to step into everything that we are meant to face this month and everything that we are meant to be this month. I am so proud of all of us as we have set these last, 2.5 weeks of us getting our heads in the right place, of us deciding that we want to make the most out of every single day. We want to grow ourselves the most that we can. We want to step into our leadership. And I know that this is going to be something that is going to be super powerful for all of us. And I just I want to hear from you. How are you feeling stepping into this month, right? Take a minute and ask yourself, what is it that you are so excited for? What's one word that you could use to describe your mindset coming into today? I want to know how you're feeling. I love it. You are showing up. You're here. That's a huge step already. I'm proud of all of us. But I know if we are honest with ourselves, like how many of us have ever started a new month thinking, okay, this is it. This is my month. And then we get 2 weeks in and we start to feel stuck. We start to feel overwhelmed. We start to just fall into the same routine, repeating the same habit. Anybody? Like, truly, I believe the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, but yet somehow we put ourselves in that cycle oftentimes where we believe that, we just get into that habit or that mind state. And so today we are going to decide to do differently. Okay. I get it. 100%. We've all been there where we fall back. We are creatures of habit. And first of all, let me just say, like, I'm so proud of us. We are going to come up on 21 days since we officially started this. And that's a milestone marker, right? It takes 66 days to create a habit, but 21 days to really start one. And so I'm proud of us. We are on the cusp of it. And many of you guys, I see your names consistently. You are here, you are showing up for yourself. And this is amazing. But we are deciding on these calls. We're not talking about shelf help. We're talking about self-help, right? Taking a book and reading it and then putting it on the shelf doesn't do much for you. It's about the action pieces. And so I hope that you guys have been feeling inspired from these calls and that you're actually taking action on the things that we talk about. And I love it when you share your feedback and your stories and your testimonials and your perspectives, in the chat, when you unmute, when you come off and you share, because we're growing together. And we're here saying out loud and becoming this group that can be here for each other to hold each other accountable and say, I'm going to follow through with the things I say I'm going to do. I am going to do things differently, and I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to be a person of my word, and I'm going to go and do it. And so today we have the opportunity to reset, to refocus, and to make a game plan for this month. So I know that we've often said we're going to do different, and then maybe you haven't necessarily done different. And and so, like I said, I get it. It happens to all of us. We have some moments like that. But what if this month was different? What if instead of just hoping that things will be better, we actually take action in a way that's going to shift the results that we get this month? That's what we're here for today, right? Please tell me you're with me. This is the power of a new mindset, right? You can shift your thinking in a moment. And so I want you guys to acknowledge that because sometimes we think it's going to be this big process, right? And maybe you haven't implemented the things that we've been talking about on these calls yet. And hey, here is your kick in the pants to say to you, please don't do that going into a new month, right? You can decide every day to change it. I love it, Lindsay. I've been changing my mindset, saying affirmations, journaling, and speaking life over my home and my business. Can I tell you, as a friend, like how excited that makes me for you? It is so powerful. Cynthia says, yes, I'm going to do what I said I would do. This has helped so much. I think I've been on almost all of these calls, been consistent. Yes, absolutely. I've been super tired, but I pushed myself really hard yesterday and I want that new director bonus. Yes, I love feeling consistent. Proud of last month. It was killer. Now I got to live up to it. Grateful for my community, grateful for my husband helping restore power. Oh my goodness, we've had a huge power wipeout in Ontario. Grateful for my community, the ability to make extra income from home. Grateful to help others earn a side income also. Yes, unlimited potential. I'm so excited and energized. I feel like this month is going to be life-changing. Okay. I love these comments in the chat. Keep them coming. You are inspiring each other. Lindsay has been looking people in their right eye when speaking. Who else has been trying this? Okay. I want to know. I want to know how it makes you feel when you talk to someone and you can consciously tell yourself, I'm giving them a window to my soul. They can see how I feel. They know that my heart is in this. Like, I hope Lindsay's not the only one. I hope many of you guys have practiced this at some point in time, even when it's your kids, okay? Even when it's your spouse, they don't know. So you don't need to feel awkward. I love that. Feel the awkwardness and do it anyways, okay? I hope that this is a life-changing thing for you guys, and you might laugh. But truly I know that it works. And sometimes it's the silliest little things that make the biggest difference and can build your confidence. That's what I loved about learning that and implementing it in the way I interacted with other people, was that it gave me the confidence to know that I put myself out there. It was up to them how they took it, and it gave me confidence to move forward. Lynn, you missed a morning. We were talking about something really interesting that I learned years ago. And so I was asking everyone, when you talk to people, which eye do you look into? Do you look into their left, their right? Do you look in the middle? Do you shift back and forth? What's kind of your the way that you connect with people? And we were talking about how psychologically the right side of the brain is connected to your emotions. And so if you want to connect with someone on an emotional level, which is necessary to build a deep relationship with someone or a trust relationship with someone, you want to look them in their right eye, which is on your left side when you're looking at them, and it's kind of the eyes are the window to the soul. And so you can truly let someone see your heart, your intentions. And it gives you that confidence of knowing that you've presented your best self forward. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes when you try it. And I hope more and more of you implement this. If you have not been doing so far, then I challenge you to go ahead and do that. Um, Oh, can someone drop in the D3 chat? I just was getting a message that someone's looking for it. So if you could, that would be great. All right. Well, let's dive right in as we start this new month together. I hope that you agree with me. Tell me if you agree with me that the power of a new mindset, your mindset can be changed in a moment. Okay. It doesn't take practice, it doesn't take experience, it takes a decision. And so it doesn't have to take months, it doesn't have to take years. You can decide to think differently today. You can decide to act differently going into a new month, and you can make a whole different results come from different actions. And so, when has there been a time in your life when something just clicked? Okay. Maybe you heard something, maybe you had a conversation, maybe you had a tough moment that made you realize, like, I can't keep thinking this way. I have to change. Have you had a moment like this in your life? Okay. I want you to think back to this moment when it clicked. That is the power of a decision. And so today, I want you to decide that this is going to be your month where you go all in. So we're going to start a 30-day push to your dreams. And I hope that the idea of that excites you, that it's going to be a 30-day push to your dreams. You are going to make big things happen. And so we're gonna break this down. We're gonna try to map out some real actionable steps that we can take as we walk out of today and into this month so that we feel confident that we know exactly what to do next. There are 6 areas of our life that when I sat down, I was like, there are 6 areas of our life that I really feel like make an impact that impact our success. Okay. So we're going to talk about ways that we can impact our life in our business, in our relationships, and just in life in general. And as we go through each of these, I want you to think about where you are right now and where you want to be at the end of this month in 30 days. Okay. So let's talk about physical. What are some of the things that you need to take care of your body for peak performance? I'm giving you a hint. Okay. What are some of the things that you need to do to take care of your body and to keep your body in peak performance this month? Our energy levels affect everything, right? Our business, our focus, our confidence. And so if we feel tired and sluggish, it is so much easier to procrastinate. And so we need to think about what can we do to feel strong and to help us take action. So we're going to set ourselves up for success by taking care of our body. So I don't know, you probably have heard this before, but exercise literally rewires our brain. It rewires our brain for success. So if that's a goal of something we're going after, we need to start there. Because when we move our bodies, it actually increases dopamine, and dopamine is a motivation chemical, right? And that's going to improve our thinking skills. We can actually impact our cognitive function by being physically active, right? Love it. Yes. Good food, supplements, fresh air, and sunshine. I heard it. I'm trying to get to 3 times a week. I feel so much more consistent and motivated to do things after being active. Okay. So, like, maybe in this moment, you right now, wherever you're sitting, like, stretch your arms up to the air, like, do something that you don't normally do at this time of the day, right? You're going to do a stretch. You're going to stand up tall. Maybe you're going to try and touch your toes. I don't know what it is for you. I have a hard time touching my toes. Okay. I need to practice this more. I need to stretch this muscle. But the same way belief is a muscle, the way we train every muscle is by using it. So many people do a 75 hard. Maybe you decide today to do a 30 soft. Okay. If you were deciding to do a 30 soft, what is your physical activity going to be? And this can be different for every single one of you. There is no judgment here. It's deciding to do something. Are you going to go outside for a 20-minute walk every day? Are you going to use your walking pad? Are you going to get up and stretch first thing in the morning? Are you going to get up and drink a glass of water before you do anything else? Okay. What are you committing to for yourself right now that you're going to do every day going into this 30-day push? Work out every morning, Bethany says. When it gets warmer, I'm going to go for walks. All right, do what you can where you are, something you know you're not going to fail at. If you know that it's too cold and you're not going to go outside, don't set that as your goal because we're going to keep promises to ourselves. All right. So we're going to work out 5 to 6 days a week, Patricia's going to do. She inspires me. Maybe I need to put peak performance in my box. I've been exercising daily for 7 days. I love Grow with Joe videos. She's fun and always smiling, and the kids like the music too. That's it. Find something. If you have kids at home with you, find something you can incorporate them into because it will motivate you. On March break, my daughter, when we decided that we were going to do a workout together, I was like, man, she is not going to let me off the hook, right? So get your kids involved, do it with them, commit to it. They're gonna be like, hey, hello, it's time. We're supposed to be doing something right now. Joining the gym with a friend. Okay, I love these creative ideas of what you guys are mapping out for yourself. So physically, we're gonna take care of our body. That's first of all. But what about when it comes to your emotional health? How are you going to manage stress differently this month? What is your mindset shift there? We've been talking about this over the last few weeks. And so I hope that you've been coming up with some coping strategies and you're realizing our emotions dictate our decisions. And so we don't constantly want to be in this state of stress, or we don't want to live in a place of fear. We don't want to live in a place of doubt. We are letting that go because our brain literally can't function well when we stay stuck in that place. So we're going to decide now that the way we know that the way our brain works, we know the way stress affects us, and stress, honestly, it hijacks our ability to think logically about things. And do you want to be the driver of your life and your mindset going into this month? So, what are you going to do? How are you going to prevent yourself from getting to this state of feeling overwhelmed? I will tell you the one thing that I have learned from so many speakers and so many studies on just the way that our psyche works even. That is why we get up and I ask you to put a gratitude in the chat. That is why I'm telling you it is so important to journal, to write things down, to put your gratitudes down every morning, to just speak life over what you want more of. Gratitude, taking a deep breath, doing those stretches, allowing your body to have a moment to refocus, right? And that will help you on an emotional level, even just those physical coping strategies that we've talked about. So if you're doing gratitude and intentional thinking, intentional breathing, and writing it down, that is going to shift the way your day starts. And so, is that something that you can commit to every day this month? Maybe that's new for you, and maybe it's not. I'm waking up a good amount of time before my family to have my intimate time with God uninterrupted. So valuable. I am up early. I start with worship music and praise in the shower and putting God first in the morning. Best thing I could recommend. Absolutely. I'm working better to keep my lips sealed until I'm in a better mindset to responding. This morning I failed. Well, I don't do well when I wake up to stress right away. And that's it. So again, this can be a place where we say, is the day going to run us or are we going to run the day? So does it make a difference for you? I don't know what it was that set you off this morning. It can be the smallest things that trigger us, guys, and that's why I know what Toya shared too. That has been something for me. Try to intentionally wake up before your kids so that you're choosing how you start your day, so that it's quiet when you wake up and you can lay there and you can say your gratitudes before you even open your eyes or step a foot on the floor. It is really powerful. And so own your day. Get in front of it. Don't let it control you and dictate how you are in response mode, right? We want to be proactive going into the day on the offense instead of being on the defense and putting out fires from the moment that we wake up because that just feels defeating. And that is not what we want, right? Lynn says she says a Bible verse and counts 5 seconds. 5 seconds, right? If you've ever listened to Mel Robbins, you know that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 makes a whole world of difference when you give yourself time to refocus and to just get yourself in a different state of mind. So, when it comes to relationships, all right, this is another area of your life. And so as we're going through these, are you thinking about this? Where are you on a physical level? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you today? Where do you want to be at the end of the month? On an emotional level, where have you been? This is our glance in the rearview mirror of last month. Did you handle situations well? Did your emotions get the best of you? How are you going to handle this differently? Relationally, with your relationships, who is in your corner, guys? Success isn't just about what you do and what you create and what you produce. It's about who you surround yourself with. That is a huge piece of it. And I feel so grateful to have people in my corner. I know that if I said to you guys, like, I need somebody to pray for me right now, I need somebody to give me a word of encouragement right now, I hope that every single one of you guys would step up. We've got over 30 people on here this morning. I hope that you are someone who people can count on and that you're going to be in other people's corners, but that you're also being intentional about who is in your corner. So we know that studies have shown, experience, moms have said for our lifetimes that it does matter who you surround yourself with. You become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So who are those people? Who intentionally, I want you to write down the names of 5 people. You can put them in the chat. We won't know who they are, but put your 5 names, write them down, make a note in your phone. Who are the 5 people that you are going to intentionally put yourself around this month? It might be someone that doesn't even know you. It might be someone that you choose to listen to. Maybe it's a speaker or someone that has a podcast, and they inspire you every time you hear them. So you're going to put it down and you're going to make this an intentional part of your day that you get to surround yourself with someone who inspires you and drives you to be bigger and better, right? Who's someone that you can be around who's positive, who isn't always griping and moaning about everything that happens in their life? Who has positive expectations and isn't always in this doubtful, fearful, negative place? Energy rubs off on you. And you don't realize that the people that you spend time with, and guess what, guys? Sometimes we don't have choice. It might be your partner who can be the most negative person in your life. And you know what? I think that's part of it too, is like we're helpers for each other, you and your partner. And so when they're having a bad day, you need to be there for them. And when you're having a bad day, they need to be there for you. But sometimes people get stuck into their habits and they fall back into those routines and they naturally start responding in different situations the way they've responded in the past. Maybe they're projecting their limiting beliefs that they've been around with other people through their lifetime. So look at your closest circle. Who are those people? Do they inspire and challenge you? And if not, who are you going to intentionally spend more time with this month? On a mental level, what are you feeding your mind? I'm grateful for you that you're showing up here every day, and I hope this is valuable information that's giving you something positive to start your day because our thoughts are going to shape our reality. What we're consuming becomes what we create. Think about that. What you consume becomes what you create. So if you're watching drama, negativity, if you're listening to gossip, all of that kind of stuff, is that helping you be better? Is that feeding your mind in a positive way? What do you believe is possible? You have to shift what you're consuming. So we know that our brain can rewire itself, literally can rewire itself based on repeated thoughts. This is why having a vision, focusing on it, this is why you're going to come on these calls and you're going to hear us repeat the same things over and over and over again. We're going to rehash it in a new way. We're going to remind ourselves again every day. And I don't know, you might come on here and you might think, she just says the same thing all the time. Guess why? Because it takes 21 days to build a habit. It takes 66 days to build a habit, 21 days to start a habit. So you need to start hearing things repeatedly for them to impress themselves on your mind and it to become your new way of thinking. So look at that and take value from that. If you're hearing the same thing over and over and over again, maybe it's a message for you. Maybe it's something that you really need to incorporate into the way that you're operating. So we keep saying, I'll tell you every single day, reframe what it is that you're saying to yourself. If you keep repeating to yourself, I'm not good at this, I won't succeed, I'm never going to get to XYZ, your brain is literally building pathways that reinforce those thoughts. So we have to stop that. We've got to train our brain to believe something new. Are you with me that you're ready to train your brain this month? Quote of the day podcast is with Sean Croxton is so good. A different little snippet of a motivational speaker each day. That's it. You figure out what it is for you. Yes, 5 people that inspire you, Danielle. Think about it. Who are those people going to be? You're going to intentionally surround yourself with this month. Maybe it's John Maxwell and you start listening to his podcast. Maybe it's Brené Brown and you start listening to her. Maybe you decide to read a book of someone. Maybe you pick up Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know. What is it that you need to get your mind in the space? What area are you struggling? Is it in relationships, in finances, in whatever? Choose a book or a podcast that's really going to feed you in that area would be my best suggestion to you. Get up every day and speak life over yourself. Okay. I challenge you guys. We're here in a new month. Let's start a new habit. I challenge you every day for the month of April. Let's start with this week because that can be a little daunting. This week, for the rest of this week, every day when you wake up, you're going to brush your teeth with your opposite hand. If you're right-handed, you're going to brush with your left. If you're left-handed, you're going to brush with your right. Okay? And you are going to speak positive affirmations, belief statements to yourself as you do that every morning. Today is going to be a great day. Doesn't matter what the day throws at you, right? And more than today is going to be a good day, it's I'm going to let the day have a great me. Not I want a great day. I'm going to let the day have a great me because that's the part that you can control. So let the day have a good you as you go into it. Set that intention. So we know that if we speak life over ourselves, it's going to make an impact. So what are you saying to yourself? I want you to drop a belief statement in the chat of something that you want to speak over yourself. I am capable. I am equipped. I'm going to do amazing things this month. I'm going to make an impact. Okay? Are you willing to do this for 30 days? Stay with me, guys. We're going to do this together. So, on a financial level, okay, let's take a minute and let's think about our budgets. Where are you at? Are you managing your money with purpose? Are you treating your money like you expect to have more of it? This was a challenging thought to me. Okay. Are you someone who has loose change in the bottom of your purse? Drop me a one if you're someone who would probably find some loose change in the bottom of your purse. Maybe you find a crumpled up $5 bill in the pocket of your coat, right? Drop me a two if you're like, no, absolutely not. I always know where my money is. It is like it's calculated. I probably know exactly how much I have down to the penny, maybe. Maybe you're someone who just throws your money anywhere, right? Maybe you could find change in loose places around the house, or maybe you're someone who all of it is always in your wallet. This was something I had never contemplated. So for those of you that dropped a one, I hope this will excite you, is that think about the way that we treat money matters. Like, are we treating it with respect and love like we expect to get more back out of it? Are we appreciating every dollar and penny that we have? And so I had someone challenge me to always keep track of my money and to always treat it with respect, to never have a crumpled $5 bill. And I will not say that I am perfect at it by any means, but doing this exercise really made me think about it because I was like, yeah, oh, you know what? I do. I think I've got $5 in here, and you go digging in your purse. But it's true. We want to be grateful for every dollar that we have. Every penny that we have is a blessing and a gift from God. And if we're going to be frivolous with what we have, why would He give us more of it? So be a good steward of your money, even just in the sense of the way that you take care of it and the way that you keep those bills neatly in your wallet when you have them. And it shifted something for me. I started keeping track of my money and being more respectful of my money. And I think that that has impacted the way that I treat it and how much I have of it. Anyhow, so I think that it really does reflect our mindset around abundance and around stewardship too. And if we want God to give us more of something, I think we need to be more like, instead of just let me take the blessing, it's let me take and share the blessing. Let it flow through me to other people. And so when we've got that perspective on our finances, it's going to impact how much we have of it. So a scarcity mindset is going to make you feel like money is very limited. Money is something to be feared. Money is something to be hoarded. And truly, I know that God calls us to be wise stewards and not fearful controllers. We don't want to hold on to it thinking that like we're going to decide what needs to be done with it, right? If you are generous and if you let things flow, um, I believe that God will give you more of it. So this month, I want you to make a simple money plan. Doesn't have to be complex, but what's your simple money plan? How much do you want to earn? Set a dollar goal for yourself. Maybe you've never done this before, but I believe, especially if you're in our business, you've got a clear game plan to map out your paycheck if there's something that you need. So, what is the dollar amount that you need? And then you can figure out how you're going to go about getting there. You can earn that paycheck in multiple ways. We have a very multifaceted compensation plan that allows me to choose. I can put my focus on helping other people win, and I can win that way. I can focus on hitting a promotion and winning that way. This month, we've got a guarantee. We can focus on earning things that way, right? So, depending on where you're at, what is going to be your money plan? What is your goal for how much you want to earn? And how much are you going to invest in yourself and your business? Okay. That might come down to the products that you're using this month. Maybe stretch yourself, try something new, step outside the box, open up a new branch of something else that you can be sharing about by investing in that. And it may not have been in your budget, but it may be something that you say, okay, I'm going to buy this and then I'm going to share it with 10 friends and I'm going to make sales of this product line or whatnot. It really makes a huge impact. I'll share with you guys something that was shared on one of our leadership calls, is that if you sell skincare, okay, pretty much every woman out there uses skincare. And if you think about it, it's rare for a woman to change her skincare line once she has it. So if you could introduce people to skincare and it became one of the things that they purchased through you, then they're going to purchase that probably 3 times a year. And the impact that that has on your paycheck, on your volume, on everything else is astronomical, actually, when you break it down. It impacts your volume like 30% or something like that. So powerful. Choose something new that you're going to talk about, that you're going to try for yourself. Put yourself out there. Okay. On a spiritual level, where do you want to be with your faith perspective? Is it something that is important to you right now? Maybe it never has been. Is it something you want to be important to you? I truly believe that having that faith foundation is what allows me to succeed in every other area of life. And again, not anything I'm perfect at. But if we keep God at the center, our business is an opportunity to serve, right? To glorify God, to serve others, to make an impact, all of those things. And we know that we were created for greatness. We were made for more. And so how are we going to go about that? So on a spiritual level, um, studies have shown that people that have a sense of purpose produce way more in life. You're going to be more resilient. You're going to have better perseverance. You're going to push through the tough stuff. And you're going to have this peace of knowing that you're where you're meant to be. So the challenge is get up, start every day by getting yourself focused, thinking about what you want in life, having that faith foundation that whatever you put your efforts into today, you can succeed at, right? Give your business to God. I don't want this to be about me or I feel like it's going to fail, right? I don't know whether you agree with that statement, but that's my perspective. And so I think it's really important to start every day in prayer. Ask God to go before you into what you're doing and to bless what you're doing, right? So if that's something that you're committing to on a spiritual level, write it down, right? So if we think about these 6 areas of what we can do on a physical level, where are you now? Where do you want to be? What are you going to implement? On an emotional level, where are you now? Where do you want to be? What are you going to implement? On a relationship level, right? You could analyze each different relationship in your life, relationship with your support team, relationship with your customers, relationship with your children, relationship with your coworkers, whatever that looks like, right? On a relational level, where are you now? Where do you want to be? What relationships do you want to improve? How are you going to do that? How are you going to be intentional with spending time with the people that matter to you? So, on a mental level, what are you feeding your mind? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? What are you going to do to shift that? Right? It's a decision. You having a bad day is you choosing to have a bad day. Bad things are going to happen. Life is 90% or 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. So, how are you going to respond to the challenges that you face? Okay. On a financial level, where are you now? Where do you want to be? What are you going to change? On a spiritual level, where are you now? Where do you want to be? And what are you going to change? Guys, we've got to get into the routine of making these decisions, of acknowledging these things, of glancing in the rearview mirror and saying, this is where I've been. I don't want to stay there. So this is what I'm setting as my site. This is my destination. That's where I'm going to get to within the next 30 days. You can move and shift where you're at in all of these areas if you just get excited and also make yourself accountable because again, it's too easy to break a promise that we never actually made, right? So let's make a promise to ourselves. In each of these 6 areas, what are you going to do differently? A better relationship with myself and God. Amazing things to focus on. Nothing bad is going to come out of that. The only thing that's going to happen is growth. So if you start to look at your 30 days ahead of us, okay, give yourself a moment, take a deep breath, think about what we've talked about this morning that is hitting you the most deeply. What is the area of weakness for you? What's the one that you need to prioritize the most? I challenge you to drop it in the chat or to unmute yourself and come on here and say, this is you know what? You're right. I'm manning up. Here's where I was. Here's where I want to be. This is what I'm going to do differently. And I'm committing to it out loud. Is there anyone brave enough this morning that wants to put that out there? It's powerful, guys. I want you to have the time and space to be able to commit. Financial goals. Love it. I need to make God a higher priority. Love it. That's it. What area do you want to see the most growth in? And I promise you, any of these aspects are going to trickle out and have this ripple impact into your business, your life, your friendships, all the things, right? Financial goals, health goals, self-improvement, improve on my responses with my family, financial, replacing negative news with positive mindset and scripture prayer. Cheryl, I cannot agree more. That is absolutely powerful. And I don't know if the news is helpful for most of us. You know, it's good to be aware sometimes of what's happening around us, but we can't always we can impact the world immediately in front of us. Committing to God first every day, committing to not let other opinions about my business take over and build confidence. Not focusing on what could have been, but what will happen. That's right. Let's get intentional going into it. It's not the glance in the rearview mirror is never, to beat yourself up. It's to look back and say, look how far I've come, right? Even if you didn't reach your destination, look how far you've come. How have you changed in the process? What improvements, slight improvements, did you make in the last month, even if it didn't become what you wanted it to be? Because it truly shifts everything when you start to have that level of gratitude for, yeah, look how far I've come. I'm doing great, right? And you need to celebrate every win. So, what have you not celebrated from the last month that you should be dang celebrating? You know, maybe it was one positive conversation. Maybe it was one habit change. Maybe it was this call. There is something that you did last month that you deserve to be so proud of yourself for. So, focusing on what will happen and all the blessings along the way. Love your comment regarding influence the world directly in front of you. Yeah, absolutely. I need to remind myself to take it slow in the mornings and to tackle things later in the day. My health problems prevent me from getting up and going, and I have to constantly remind myself of that. I'm going to do that this month, right? I love that. Make yourself an outline and maybe you work it backwards, right? We tend to put the top and most difficult things at the top of our priority list, which is a good concept, right? Eat the frog first. But if you've got physical things that are holding you back, flip that script around. Do it differently. Just find a different routine. It doesn't mean that what you're doing has to change. Maybe just the order has to change. Daily time with God. I'm doing a devotion that has grace days so you can catch up. Yeah. We all need grace days. Okay. We all need grace days. Earning every incentive offered last month, creating stronger relationships and inspiring others. Yes, Lacey. Yes, you did. Earn every incentive and went director. Whoop, whoop. So proud of you, right? That celebrate those wins. Those are huge. So many of you guys earned different incentives, achieved different levels and goals, even if it was, referring one customer, talking to one person. Maybe you stepped forward and did something you hadn't done before. I've been watching Jamie Walden and Jack Hibbs, and wow, I love them. Great pastors. I'm gonna have to look them up. I don't know that I'm familiar. We finalized plans for our trip for convention. Woo woo! Yes, that is coming up too. I know we've got a whole crew that is working on booking flights and doing all the things. So it's time to reset this month and put our focus on doing some of those things. Lynn started voice messaging for the first time. That is incredible. All right. Does anybody want to unmute and share something you're committing to or something you've done differently? Darlene's been focusing on helping others, planting seeds, and it will come to fruition. Absolutely. Philip DeCourcy is a new one we've been listening to. I'll look them up. Yeah, absolutely. Share your ideas, guys. We're learning from each other. Amazing, amazing. Actual conversations instead of just text. There is so much power in your voice. Pick up the phone and chat with people. Love it. All right, guys. Well, this is our reminder. When we talked about grace periods, I will say I am so grateful that we get a grace period here. That even though the month is over, if you have last minute things that you didn't wrap up, we do have a little bit of extra time today. So go through and make sure you check your follow-up centers, make sure that all of your customers got their orders in for March. And if they didn't, message them. Don't be afraid to message them. Okay. We don't want let's make this no backup order April. Okay. We are going to get every single person to order what they need. They're going to stay excited about what they got, and it's going to be amazing. They're going to get excited. They're going to want to tell their friends. Doors of possibility are opening for us today. I believe it. All right. Well, does anyone else have anything they want to share this morning, or does anybody feel led to close us out? I got my order in at 6:30 this morning. Yes, Tony. Super stoked to get my Splash 2.0. Love it. All right. Well, let's close this out this morning and let's go get the day and the month and the week that's left. All right. Lord, I just want to thank you for new beginnings. I thank you that your mercies are new every morning and we can start new every day. We can decide to shift and change. Our brains are not stuck, our habits and our actions are not stuck, and we can choose to make a difference and to do things differently. And so I pray that we'll have boldness and courage to step out today and to do the things that you call us to, that we will believe that we are capable of more, that we will know that we are meant to make an impact. And I just pray that you'll give us just a new sense of drive to set out goals that maybe scare us just a little bit, and that we will commit to them fully, that we will go all in for our dreams, that we will run after what's before us and know that we are here for such a time as this. We are here for a purpose and a reason. This is our season, and we're going to make April amazing because we decide to do so. So I thank you for being with us. I thank you that your plans for us are good. I thank you for the answered prayers and the miracles, God, that you are going to do even this week, even this day. And I just thank you, God, that when you're in it, we can't help but win. And so I thank you that you're here with us. Thank you for blessing this time together. And I pray that you will cover each and every one of us as we step out into our days and this month before us. Thank you for that. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys, go out there and have an amazing month. I'm so proud of you guys for showing up here, and let's show up and make it an incredible month. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.